Greetings, comic book fans. Blugoblin here with my latest comic book review for this week in June 2010. Got 5 books to cover this week, and this was a very small week. And one of them is from last week that I didn't get due to a shipping error. And I was talking recently with my buddy Christopher Bennett, aka the Mount Vernon Kid, on Facebook, and he told me this was good. And I didn't check out his Q&A, his last Q&A session. I will after I post this video, but I didn't check it out because he told me that there are some people who talked to him about Secret Avengers, and he told me that unless I wanted to get spoiled, don't watch it. Yeah. So, by the way, subscribe to the Mount Vernon Kid while you're at it. Let's start things off with Secret Avengers #1. Out of all the Avengers titles that were coming out, that were being shoved into our face, this was the one I was looking forward to the most because of the lineup. This lineup, let's see, we got Moon Knight, Nova, Valkyrie, God, War Machine, Steve Rogers is leading it, Black Widow, and the Beast. Oh man, I'm an old school Avengers fan, and seeing the Beast back with the Avengers is just awesome to me. It's just simply awesome, and I loved Beast's costume in this book too. You know what? Call me crazy. I like Steve Rogers like this. He was Captain America. He retired at Siege. He gave the shield to Bucky, and in my opinion, it should stay with Bucky. No disrespect to the Steve Rogers fans out there, but Steve Rogers he been there, done that. It's time for Bucky to shine as Captain America, because I think Bucky is doing a fantastic job. Alright, now on to Secret Avengers. Ed Brubaker, this is good. This is probably some of Ed Brubaker's best stuff, and this is only issue 1 of this series. This was just as good as some of Ed Brubaker's stuff with Bucky Cap, with Captain America, before the 600 issues came along. But this was good for what it was. A good build-up, a good startup, a great introduction to an awesome-looking lineup. This is probably going to shape up to be my favorite Avengers title out of all the Heroic Age Avengers titles out there so far. Well done, well put together. The artwork's great. I'm glad I picked it. I'm glad I was able to get this. Yeah. Wow. Just simply wow. Very good. Much better than I thought it was going to be. Alright, stick with the Avengers. Siege Aftermath. Avengers Prime #1. Long title. This focuses on the main 3. Steve, Tony, and Thor. Bendis. Wow. Yet another series pumped to us by Bendis. Is it just me, or is Marvel trying to make Brian Michael Bendis look like Jeff Johns? Because look at Jeff Johns at DC Comics. Look how many titles he's writing. I think Marvel is trying to rely just a smidge too much on Brian Michael Bendis. Just a little bit too much. But I gotta give Bendis credit. This was good. Just like Secret Avengers, it was better than I thought it was going to be. But at the same time, if this makes any sense, it was better than I thought it was going to be, but not as good as I wanted it to be. Yeah, that's what I gotta say for this particular Avengers title. Good build-up, good character development. I love the conflict between Steve and Tony. Spot on, very nicely done. I'd say go ahead and pick it up. Who knows? You might love it. Alright, on to DC. We got Red Robin #13. In a nutshell, this felt like an average issue of Red Robin to me. The development is still there. The artwork's still good. We may have a new writer, but all in all, this just felt like, it was good. It was good for what it was. A simple fill-in. It's the beginning of another storyline for Tim Drake. My favorite part about this particular issue was the joking between Dick Grayson and Tim Drake. Dick Grayson's swinging away somewhere in Gotham as Batman, and he says, "Hey, I used to date Starfire, remember?" And Tim's like, yeah, she only pitied you because you wore those pixie boots. That was the funniest part of this book. But all in all, it just felt average to me compared to all the other Red Robin titles. This is still good. Don't get me wrong. It's just there. All right, next up, Brightest Day number 3, and may I say, this is the first issue. This is the first cover of Brightest Day that actually logically fits, because the first issue had the main cover was Hal Jordan trying to lift up a lantern, and that issue mainly focused on Aquaman, and then the second issue had Aquaman on the cover, but mainly focused on Martian Manhunter. That's just my take. This time, they got the cover to actually match the story. Everybody shines in this book. It's well written, well drawn. David Finch does the cover, but Ivan Reyes does the interior art, and I think Ivan Reyes' artwork is just a smidge better when it comes to Brightest Day. Jeff Johns and Peter Tomasi are no slouches either. They do a fantastic job presenting the story. My personal favorite part was the Dead Man stuff. The Aquaman stuff was cool as well. The Firestorm stuff, could have lived without. It was just there. The Hawkman and Hawkgirl stuff was surprisingly good. Didn't expect too much from them in this particular issue, but in a nutshell, this was great. Well worth your $2.99. It's a $2.99 title. I don't know why DC's not trying to capitalize financially on a crossover like this, but now that I've said it, I've probably done jinxed it. This was great stuff. Yeah, it was Mark's pick of the week, but my pick of the week has to go to Joker's Asylum to the Riddler one-shot. Man, you know what? I almost skipped this title. I almost skipped it because I didn't buy it when I picked up my comics. I went uptown to talk to a buddy of mine at a theater, and I was like, you know what? What the hell? I'll go back to the store and I'll go pick up this book, and I'm glad I did. Picked it up, read it, loved it, and it ends up being my pick of the week. Ain't that something? Everything about this is just fantastic. The beginning of the book with Riddler and Batman, it it just made me think of the old Adam West stuff, except not cheesy at all and very well told. And the build-up it felt more like it was built up to a fight like that. Joker's narration was fantastic. The Riddler was very well portrayed story-wise and artwork-wise. I mean, I loved everything about it. I'm a little disappointed that this was a one-shot for just focus on the Riddler, but that's the only disappointment I have, is that, you know, more and more books should be focusing on the Riddler like this book did. You know, I don't know if I'm going to get all of the Joker's Asylum one-shots. I am wanting to check out the one featuring Harley Quinn, because that seems only appropriate, and I don't know why they didn't do Harley Quinn in the first volume. But yeah, a book that I almost skipped out on turns out to be my pick of the week. And I better shut up and quit rambling and go ahead and end this video, shouldn't I? Yeah. Well, thanks again for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, and I want to thank everybody who has been subscribing. I'm almost up to 400 subscribers. I hope I get there soon. Or maybe I'm already there. Who knows? Thanks again for watching, everybody. Until next time, I'll see you later.